So they gave me 2 pieces of toast and slice of cheese with it. In order to get that the way you want it, you have this thing called plancha, which is to iron it out.
Oh, that's kind of unique. Well, you have a nice day,
Same to you. Thanks for
and I'm gonna let them talk to you.
Thanks for
Bye now.
Well, hello, Mr.
How are you?
Hey.
This is my son Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, nice to
Eddy
meet you.
Kozak.
Won't you have a seat?
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's so
Oh,
good to see
Thank
you.
you, sir. Yeah. Before we get on to your lesson,
Well, I have to get class at 2, so I'm so a little bit.
where do you got a class?
4:15, so tomorrow I'll just have a, you think we should just do a lesson at 1?
You come back today,
What time?
when you get out of class at 4:15.
4:15?
Where's class?
LSUS.
Then come over here. Do this for me, please.
Yes.
Open my car, and in the back seat is a box of bottles,
How are the bottles?
which you are going to play. I got the mallets today.
How have you been doing?
Well, I'm still here. I spent almost 2 months in the hospital. They removed a malignant kidney,
Oh, my goodness.
and I'm still here, so I'm very grateful to God. I still have things to do. I'm trying to finish my 2nd book
Really?
on jazz. That's
Wow.
what's on jazz.
I didn't know there was a first one.
No, well, this is the first book, the scale book. I guess some more cooking. Here you go. Oh, just put that
He's got a snare like yours.
in the workshop.
That's where I got one. You know, I've still got, Mark just said he's got a snare like yours. I said, no, I've got one like him. When I first,
You have the key to the door?
What?
The key to the door to put it in? Do you just want to put it by the door?
Which one?
To the workshop?
It's open.
Oh,
So, what are you doing over there? Where do you live now?
in Nashville, Tennessee. I moved there in '82. But
I see you have shoes though.
Yeah.
I think I took lessons from you in '59 and maybe '60. And
Would you
then,
believe that I don't remember?
yes, I would.
I
Because
have taught so many people, and
you,
for so many years. I've been teaching in Shreveport 55 years.
wow.
They finally put me in the archives at LSUS. And James, we're going to have fun with those bottles. I'll show you how we're going to fill them. Are there corks in those things?
I think almost all of them have corks.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Now, we fill them up with water, then we don't have to worry about it. We'll pack the corks in, see. We got to come up with some sort of a framework, see. We're going to have 2 frames, one for you and one for Mike to play, see. But it'll be a ball. I want to give you a lesson today, see.
Okay.
You can put water in and make different tones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is my concert. This next concert I'll be doing is going to have my combo, and they play instruments: bass, accordion, guitar, trumpet, piano, all of that, drums. But they're going to play, drummer will play washboard with cymbals, and the bass player will play
The string and the broomstick.
what do they call that again? Washtub bass.
Washtub, yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It works, doesn't it?
I got the string part, see.
Wow.
Hey.
And the trumpet player is going to play kazoo.
Nice.
We got a box of kazoos in there
And when is this happening?
in August. Yeah. James, go in room 3, and up above the cabinet is a box of kazoos. Bring 2 of them out, will you?
I always bragged on you,
Why?
'cause you're such a good teacher and
I'm just a
you,
mean old goat, that's all.
you were never mean to me.
You find them, James?
Yes, sir. Some nice kazoos.
Give one to the lady and one for you.
Uh-oh.
How
It's
about
purple.
Oh, did you know this is my favorite color?
that?
And I have no
I
idea.
got a hum in it. That's it.
Do you use either end?
It's better to use the big end. That's it.
Take
You'd
your
have
finger
to
off the
drive
top.
your son crazy on the way back.
That's right.
So you just hum the melody
Oh,
through
sure,
this?
that's it. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know Hunter made kazoos.
Huh?
I don't know Hunter made kazoos. I don't know they made kazoos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. See? We used to get tin ones, which I didn't like the tin.
The tone?
No, it's not the tone. I didn't like the fact that they were made of tin. They probably could have cut you.
Mhm.
That's right, that's
Yeah.
right.
These are plastic and they won't hurt anything.
Yeah, and the tin would rust, wouldn't
I think so. So we're gonna have some fun with that country band.
it? Well, that's country all right. That's backwoods. But that's the way they did it.
Well, I have 2 purposes of doing that with the band. They're gonna play their instruments and do a nice program, besides that. But I want the people to see this, because everybody, whether he can afford to buy an instrument, or whether he can afford to even take lessons, he can have fun. Get him a wash tub, put a hole in the middle and put a string in it and a stick, and you can play bass.
Mhm.
So you don't play the right notes. A lot of bass players don't play the right notes either. But it'd be fun.
You know what would be interesting if someone could make a steel drum.
I had one,
You did?
but you're studying with an idiot.
No.
I lent it to somebody, and I don't remember who. I have lost more things that way.
Mm.
This was a steel drum that was given to me.
Well, they
Nice
should have-
little drum.
They should have returned it.
Huh?
They should have returned it.
Well,
That's a
you'd be
different story,
amazed-
right?
You'd be amazed at not necessarily the dishonesty of people, but the forgetfulness of people.
Oh, yeah.
I had a score that I had of Peter Pan that was made especially for me when I conducted the show. It was all photographed on double sheets. Someone borrowed it. I don't know who it was. It's gone. Pitiful.
Hmm. What do you?
He plays
What do you-
drums. And you play drums.
No, sir, I don't.
He doesn't play an instrument.
Why
I
not?
didn't get it. I
Why
didn't
not?
get it. I don't know. I don't know. My brother does.
Yes, my oldest son plays guitar, bass, drums, just about anything with a string,
Mhm.
and he's good at it.
How old is he?
He's 41.
Anything with a string. He's been stringing you along for 41 years.
He lives in Austin, Texas.
Where?
Austin, yeah.
Austin, Texas.
Austin, yeah.
Well, Austin is one of the cities that's about as close to it as you can get, I guess. I was Admiral Nimitz's soloist in World War II. And Fredericksburg is Admiral Nimitz's museum. and they put me in the museum.
Really?
Hmm.
Very nice.
You know, it's really something to think of. You're old enough to go into a museum.
Yeah, that's right.
You got the best teacher you could have.
Oh, I didn't have to pay her too much to say that.
Just a kazoo.
You know, we're going to have fun with this thing now, James.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to teach you how to play it, the bottles. And take 2 fingers with the right hand and 1 finger with the left hand. Turn around. With the left hand, play a C. I beg your pardon. Play a G. Up higher. G. That's A. That's G. Now with the right hand, play C and E. Play those together. That's it. Now bring the right hand down to B and D. B and D. B and D. I think what we'll do is to make you play B and then go up with the little finger to F. Go up to F.
Like that.
That's the left hand.
What do you wanted me to still play B and D and F?
Play the first chord, G, C, and E. Now, the right hand, instead of playing this, will spin up into this. That's it. There you go. Play the C chord.
You see?
The way I showed you.
Oh.
No, that's the G chord. That's not it. Now, play C. That's it. And now the G chord. No. Up to F. That's it. Now, keep the F. Move the B to the C, move the G to the A. That's an F chord. Play the G chord. That's a G7th. Play the G chord. Well, that's play the C chord. C chord. C chord.
That was the C chord.
No,
Unless you want me to play that
I beg your pardon. You're right. I was wrong. Play the G7th chord.
C. Okay.
C. F.
A and B or A and C.
A, C, F. That's it. Now, take a pencil and write on that sheet. A big C,
Big C.
F. Next, to the right, to the right, to the right.
Oh.
C, F, C, C.
Oh, I had a sheet with this on it, I think. I don't remember where it is.
Big C, F, C, C. Then you have F, F, C, C, C. And last of all, G, F, C, C. Got it?
Yes, I remember now.
Okay, play.
Wait, that's not it.
That's it. Okay. F chord. You only use the G one time in this whole thing. That's a G.
Oh, that's right.
A, C, F. That's it. C, F, C, F, C, F, 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 C, G, G, F. Oh, that's A minor. There's no room for A minor.
There's never A in
Okay.
it.
Now play this in the sequence here. C, F. That's a G.
That's
Too late.
yeah.
C, F, C, C, F, F, C, C, G, F, C, C. Okay, 1, 3, 4. That's an 8-bar phrase, that should work with this. Okay, let's try a little blues with that.
Okay.
I'll play the blues, you play the chorus. 3,
Oh, okay.
4. So let's see, 3, 4.
That's G. Sorry. I know.
4.
I did it again. I meant to do this.
Never fear, you're consistent. 3, 4. Like it?
I do.
We'll work on that when you come back this afternoon.
Yes, sir. I'll bring my your book. I don't know where your copy is, but I'll bring mine too. I have it.
Somebody took mine, it's not up there anymore.
I don't know who would take that.
We'll find out who the
I hear some Kozak guy read it, so I don't know why he would want something written by him.
I have, on the front page, it says studio copy.
Studio copy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Hoping it just didn't get misplaced.
I don't think so. Well, what are you going to take in school now?
I have to go and take pre-calculus, and then it's from 2 to 4:15, so it's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
And you come up,
I don't know anything about math. I just know a lot about sleeping.
a lot about what?
About sleeping.
Well, calculus, that's what I finished in before I joined the Navy. That's what I was studying.
He tells us for practice. I like this feature the best only because when he teaches the examples from the book, he'll stop. He's like, all right, now don't pay any attention to the book, and he'll just give us some like real life example of how this is like applies to anything. And he goes, well, calculus. If we're taking calculus, we have to understand what calculus is, or we wouldn't be in this.
What did he
math.
say?
He says if you want to think of something that calculus is involved in, you have to think of when you're going in your car. If you're driving along at 20 miles an hour, you don't just jump automatically from 20 to 40. You have to slowly accelerate, and this gradual increase is what calculus calculates.
Incremental changes.
Yeah, incremental changes. Nothing like just instant from 20 to 40, or that's not calculus.
There's some people that drive that way,
It
don't
is.
That's right.
Got some
Absolutely.
Okay, have a good time at school.
I'll be right back.
Okay, bye-bye.
Nice kid.
So, see, I'm still as ornery.
Well, no, that's not being ornery, that's teaching.
I don't guess you ever have a lack of students.
Got another victim, student to call up today. She's gonna start this afternoon.
Yeah.
Well,
But we were in town for a couple of days and we'll be leaving Thursday, but I wanted to make a special point of coming
well,
by
that's
to see you.
very nice of you. I really appreciate that. You know what impresses me is that people that studied with me years ago still want to come and see me and talk to me.
'Cause you're just an old goat, you think that's why?
That's right. And to prove that I'm an old goat, look what I grew. Hey,
No, you've made a good impression on your students as a person and a teacher.
well now, the thing that I hope that I impress people with, actually they come here because they hear that I know something about music. But the thing that I hope I can impress every student with is my love for Christ, for God. And that's why they're here. See, this is a little chapel. Did you ever feel that way? When you
I
studied?
felt a reverence here, yes. Yeah, and that stays with you. I never thought of it like that, but it's kind of a holy place.
My wife died 8 years ago.
In March.
That's her picture up there.
Yeah.
What a lady, what a princess, a queen. She used to say, give me a podium and I'll preach a sermon. Because I'm trying to get people to understand their responsibility. You see, I believe that if people are given a talent of some sort, they're supposed to use it. It's not just there to remain their own little possession.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why they have this talent, where they're supposed to use it, I don't know. But it's my task to try to help them to develop it so that they can use it wherever and whenever they want.
Mm-hmm.
It may be that they're supposed to play in nursing homes. Maybe they go into the profession. Maybe it's for their own relaxation. I have business people that study with me primarily for that purpose, to relax, because they can go bonkers in business. Everything today is so money-oriented. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's right. They've lost the human. It's everything is a time clock and a dollar, and
That's right. That is absolutely right.
and that's why there's so many unhappy people. They don't have anything meaningful, really.
And young people today are possessions of Satan. Say, there's so many young people out there that, the saying is, well, let's live together and try it for a while. And if it's right, we'll get married. Man, that'll never work. You have to make a commitment.
And that's what so many people don't want
Yeah.
to make with anything or
You
anybody.
can't say, I'll go to church for a while and see if I like it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, goodness. Well, I wanted to get our picture, Mark, to take our picture together.
Well, sure,
And is this mine?
absolutely.
Well, it's strange that he picked a purple one because I'm purple crazy. Maybe it
I'll give
wasn't
you
too-
something as a souvenir, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides all these
Well, did you-
scars on my hands, it's where you beat me.
Did
No.
you
I'll
take
give you
your left-
something else, here, you can have this too. Take a look at it.
Oh, wow.
See what it says?
Is it the picture? Oh. Oh,
This
okay.
pen
I didn't
has
see
been-
that.
Stolen. This pen has
It's been
sto-
stolen from me. No, it wasn't. It was given to me.
Did you take your lessons in this location, or have you moved?
No,
since?
he was on Texas Street when I started.
In the JNS building. The
Yeah.
building doesn't exist anymore, they tore it down.
Weren't you upstairs? I remember going up some wooden
Yes.
stairs
Oh,
or
yes.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That took courage right there, see?
Going up the wooden step.
I don't remember if I took from you, and when did you come to this location?
I don't really remember. I think it's about 30 years ago. Maybe
Well,
more than that.
I'm 64, so I must have done all my lessons on Texas Street.
You're 64?
Hmm.
I'm 81.
Wow.
Can't tell it.
I know I don't look it. I look 95. Right?
No, you don't.
No, not at all.
I think you look good. I really do. And it's
Well, let's get our picture taken together.
Okay.
Want to sit over here?
yeah. Oh, here, I hung on to these keys so much.
very pleased that you wanted to come and see me again.
You guys ready?
Ready as we'll ever be. Take several, 'cause you never know.
Yeah, if it's gonna work or not. Let me get one close if you guys. Then I'm gonna do it without the flash, because sometimes the flash messes it up.
Especially with glasses.
If I can figure out how to not do it. Okay.
I can't tell when it's.
Well, when it doesn't flash, see, it's a secret. Got it. I got it.
Good. Good. Well, we don't wanna.
They didn't beat the Japanese that made the camera on a bracelet. It's the whole problem.
It's real small. Yeah.
This has been a treat, and I don't wanna wear you out.
Well, look, I would like very much for you to put your name, phone number, address, et cetera, et cetera.
You've been a drummer your whole life, ever since you left here.
Yeah, I've had some things, lights and wonders. Through music, it affords you so many opportunities to travel, meet people.
Oh, sure.
I did a year on the road in '64 with 2 different groups, and then the last one we went to, on an Air Force thing, to Greenland, Iceland, and Labrador. And I played Vegas right before the Golden Nugget at Vegas.
Since you went to Greenland and Iceland, what do you think of Al Gore?
Al Gore,
Yeah, with his
yeah.
warming of the earth routine.
I haven't really thought about that. The thing I remember when I was there was how beautiful Iceland was, and
Well,
how brown Greenland was.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that Al Gore is a perfect example of an idiot. The world has been changing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And it will continue to do so.
Did you know, see, I've studied navigation. Did you know that at one time the South Pole was the equator? Because the Earth has done this, see. Took a long time to do that, but they have found palm trees, the leaves, in the ice at South Pole,
Wow.
in the Antarctica. And they have found, they don't bring this out on television, I guess they want to scare the people, but they have found ancient fireplaces, and they've dug down, and when they find clay has iron elements in it, see? And when it's heated, when you heat clay that has the little iron filings in it, with a fire, the filings head north. So all they have to do is to find something that was a fire, and they cut a chunk out, and they orient it for what our north is today. And it shows how the North Pole has changed. See?
Oh.
Right now, the North Pole is right around Hudson's Bay, and it meanders about 150, 200 miles a year. It goes back, and it's always playing around up there in Hudson's Bay. It is not where the geographic North Pole is. The magnetic North Pole is different. And I could show you charts that have a compass rose on it, and it'll say deviation.
Yeah.
See? so many degrees. Now, Florida is the place that's closest to North Pole as far as the direct line is concerned. Over here, we're about 8 degrees east variation, see? Well,
I put what I took from you and when, so
Good.
you'll remember.
oh, fine, I appreciate that. And send me a picture.
Absolutely.
How do you, want them sent over the internet or?
Oh, I hate to tell you this. I have a very fine computer, but I'm an idiot. My accountant knows how to use it, I don't.
Okay, well, we
Just
can
mail.
do
We'll
the
mail
snail
some.
mail.
We'll do it the regular way.
Yeah, I
We'll
can
mail it.
send pictures from the time from high school and, several of the groups and.
I made friends with my postman. I gave him candy.
There she blows.
Okey-doke. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Well, thank you. I just wouldn't take I don't know how much money for this visit. I almost said $1 million, but I might take $1 million.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Yeah, never know.
You can't put a price on something like this anyway.
You still play drums,
I'm not with a group.
but you still
The
play.
last group I played with was Black Gospel group, and that I got more out of that.
Yeah, they really have rhythm in that, don't they?
Well, we didn't play any white churches. They were all black, and with the little country churches
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some bigger churches in
You
town.
do that and make you live a long time.
It was just wonderful.
Well, her kit's set up now at the house, and she gets in there and plays. Every
That's
so
what
often.
my original looked like, Mark. Black lacquer,
Uh-huh.
Ludwig.
I think you should play as often as you can. You know, I've already practiced piano this morning.
How long? Oh, you have. You've already practiced. He plays every day. Oh, I know what I was gonna put on that. I was gonna put what my, phone number says.
That must be him. That says 84.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder who caught that bass. Does it say?
Look, yeah. Eddy Kozak.
Must be a grandchild.
And
Phoebe.
this.
Yeah, that was in his other studio.
That was when you were lessons.
Xavier
Charlotte, you
Kozak.
play any Latin music?
Sir,
You play any Latin music, rumbas and stuff?
you know, you taught me how to do the, you played the big band, Xavier Kozak and Count Basie, and you taught me the bossa nova, and you know, I don't know if I could.
Practice with them. Those are genuine Latin American drumsticks.
Wow, thank you.
You bet.
Well, I'm getting all kind of little treats today. I forgot to write under my home phone number, those last 4 digits spell song, 834 song, 7664. I moved there originally.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh, Eddie, hey, John Guyanport.
Yes, John.
Well, I've been stuck in about 30 minutes to grab a bite, and I have to go right now. I will come back in again this Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon.
Your Kozak,
Okay. Saturday
the
afternoon?
band leader.
Very good, I'll see you then.
Okay, how you doing though?
Well, doing good. You know,
I used to have one of his
you never know what to expect. It's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah. John, I'll tell you, I have a lady here who studied with me back in 1959 and 1960 on drums.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'd like you to meet
Well,
her.
I would like to meet her.
Her name is Charlotte. This is John.
Hi, John.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing great. This has been a real treat to see Mr. Kozak again. He's
Well, I tell you what, it's a real treat for me to take lessons under him.
well, it was for me too. That's why I wanted to see him while I was in town. We live in Tennessee now, and he's a very special person.
Yes, he is. He is a very special person. I love him to death, and you can tell him I said that.
I heard you, John. I don't know why though. I'm just a mean old goat.
Well, you're a lovable mean old goat.
That's what I tell him.
Well, John, I'll look for you Saturday, here?
Good deal. See you then. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Did Xavier Kozak, wasn't that hanging in your at JNS Music? That's what I thought. And he did that for you?
The Cougars did that for me. His brother sent that to me. Albert. Albert told me once, he said, you know, Xavier would be a wealthy man if it wasn't for his hobby. I said, is that right? He said, yes. I said, what's his hobby? He says, paying alimony.
Yeah.
Wasn't, who was one of his wives? I think she was married to Xavier. Oh shoot. It starts with a C. It's a Latin lady. I'll think of it the minute I pull out of here. I can't think of it. I don't know. But what I was starting to say, when I moved to Nashville, I went, you know, because of writing songs. And that never got off the ground because I don't take rejection very well, but they say that should be inspiration to keep plugging away.
I don't know why God still has me on this earth, because what I knew and what I did sure has changed.
Yeah.
You know, I claim that music has changed so drastically because of the mafia. Sounds strange? This is my viewpoint. The mafia has always been looking for ways to clean up their ill-gotten money. See? And they finally figured out, gee, the music business is a lucrative business. So they went to a college town, found a group, pretty good sounding group. Said, hey, you guys are good. How much do you make? Oh, about $150 a week, each one of us. How would you like to make $500 a week? Wow. So they signed them to a contract, nice long contract with options. Now, for the first 2 or 3 years, the organization is losing money on this group, but it took that long to get them popular. They made records, they arranged with disc jockeys from some reason or other to play their songs, and now the guys are doing great. Still making $150. How about some money? Man, look at your contract. Hey. Now, the organization's starting to pull down a lot of money, and these guys are making like $25,000 a night playing here or there, see? They can't complain, because the guy with a broken nose is going to take care of them if they do. He walks around with a baseball bat. Now, they have these fellas do songs that have lyrics that are popularizing their ill-gotten business. Like, with a little help, up, up, and away. With a little help from my friends, right? Things like that. But Americans, by and large, are slow to move. It took Pearl Harbor before people got mad enough to go out and fight. They're still not mad enough now. The Democrats are fixing it up in Washington, but they're going to crucify our president and convince the people who don't bother to think that this is a wrong thing for us to do. I don't believe that the Democrats believe it's wrong. They just want to get reelected, that's all. It's terrible. We don't have statesmen anymore, we have politicians.
Yeah.
But anyway, the public doesn't really think on its own. They follow the leader. They follow whoever talks the loudest.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know, do you believe what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
They go along with this malarkey about the war. I don't see how any politician can berate what our servicemen are doing, because they're out there doing it. They're getting shot. They should stand behind them, not belittle things, just for the sake of getting elected.
Yeah, it's just sad.
For sure.
It's sad. But, well, I could just listen to you talk all day, but I could, and
You're most kind.
huh?
You're very kind.
Well, only the people I like.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I'm not kind to everybody.
I
But
tell
you
you, I
have to
am
do a
so
lot.
worried about America. I'm not here very much longer, I know. But it's such a sad thing to me to think that here I am. I served in World War II. And I was very proud of my country. I'm a patriot. I love America. Anybody who's been out of this country to another country and come back and didn't feel like he should kiss the earth is an idiot. I've been to other places. We got a tour, a friend of ours gave us a tour to Israel. And we went to Greece and we went to Rome. And I've been in South America and I've been in the Caribbean, all the islands. This is God's country. And politicians are ruining it just to get reelected.
Yeah, yeah.
What a crime, what a pity. And the biggest idiot of all, I think, is Mr. Kennedy. I'd like to see someone with courage stand up and say, hey, why don't you tell us about Chappaquiddick? That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
But of course, that won't
He's a
happen.
magician. He claims that he dove down to that car several times, but the next morning he had a suit that was pressed, shoes that were dry.
Yeah.
There's something rotten somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think that he was out playing around again, all these married men out there with single girls at that party in the island. That isn't right.
No.
Any man that's married is not going to get himself in a position like that. He won't permit it.
They shouldn't.
Yeah.
They do. So,
Do you know that he gave her parents quite a bunch of money? I think it was $400,000. They bought a big, beautiful home. I can't understand them doing that. They should have refused the money and gone to the newspapers or something like that.
yeah. Well, there again, money
Yeah.
has more power.
Oh, but it shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't.
It should not.
But that's the sad thing. Just like politicians, it's all about money and power for themselves, not for anybody else.
I believe the first thing that they want to do when they get in office is to get reelected.
It starts from day one. But, yeah.
Yes. Well, I have one more question. What symbol is that on your necklace?
This,
Mhm.
I've worn this for many, many years. This is called the Crusader's Cross. The center cross stands for Jesus Christ. The four little ones are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Oh,
I wore this when we went to Israel. The people there saw this and said, ah, he's a Christian. And they saw this and said, oh, he's a rabbi. Now, I have studied some Hebrew. And in our church, we have communion every Sunday. And I say in Orthodox Hebrew language, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, hamatzi lachem min haaretz, which means, praise the Lord our God, King of the universe, who bringeth forth the bread from the earth. Now, I think that the Jews think of this as green growing from the earth. But we know that the bread of life, Jesus Christ, came from the earth when he got out of the tomb.
well, I feel like I'm in church.
That's
You
good.
said it's a holy, I said that a while ago, it's a holy place here. I felt like it in J&S music too.
Praise the Lord. Well, this has meant a lot to me for you to come in and see me.
Well, good.
I appreciate that. To know that you still have a spot in your heart for what I did.
Well, if it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't have got to travel and experience the things I did because of that.
Great. Now review your Latin rhythms. Get you a CD of some Latin music and practice with those.
I will.
Drop me a line, let me know how it's coming along.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, this is a treasure, but I guess we better be on our way.
Now, mailing address is here.
434 Kings Highway, yeah.
What's the zip code?
71104.
The same as Jackie's and my Aunt Savannah that used to live on East Boulevard.
I'm glad to have met you.
Myself as well. Thank you.
He's heard a lot about you.
Oh,
And who is John?
John,
Is that called on the phone? Is that what you mean?
A while ago, when you took the phone call?
oh, that's a student, John Guynforth.
Oh,
He's an attorney, not an attorney, he works with kids that get into trouble. Tries to help them out.
I was trying to think what it's called, but I can't think of it either. See, my mind's not as sharp as it used to be either.
You may have met my cousin, John. He was teaching with me.
John Rush.
Yeah. And you know, John was 11 years my junior. And about 4 months ago, John died.
Hmm.
He had 2 days of misery and he just died.
Hmm. Yeah, John was at the Musicians Union the day I went to join, and you had to, I don't know if they called it audition, but you had to prove that you could play. And he knew that you were my teacher, and he had me get up on, it was like a podium for an orchestra, and he had me play the hi-hat. He said, okay. Because they knew that you were a good teacher, and that there was no question about it.
I taught him when he was a young fella up in Chicago.
Mm.
Taught him marimba and theory. And he'll get a kick out of this. There were occasions when he left the house with damp eyes.
Mm.
And my grandmother said, Eddie, why are you so hard on him? I said, Grandma, he's 12 years old now. 10 years from now, he'll be 22.
Mm.
If he hasn't made it by then, he won't make it.
That's right. And didn't he have the symphony, and didn't you have the symphony before John?
Yes, and then John went into the school system and taught at Northwestern, and from there he went get his doctorate in Texas and taught in Texas. Then he went down to LSU and became the percussion teacher at LSU.
Mm.
And he developed Parkinson's disease.
Mm.
And I don't know that it was that. Something took him. He was violently ill. 2 days. Suffered a great deal. A lot of pain, his wife said.
Wow. And hadn't been sick before then?
Ma'am?
Had not been sick before then?
Not till he got Parkinson's. He had to retire when he got Parkinson's.
Yeah.
No, John always seemed to be in good health.
Yeah.
He had 4 sons. I have a son and a daughter. Both of my children have daughters. I have 2 granddaughters, one in college and one that's 9 years old. But there is no living heir. So when my son passes away, the name Kozak will pass away. My father had 2 brothers and 2 sisters, but neither one of the brothers had any children. So the Kozak name will disappear.
Well, not maybe in lineage, but not really disappear, because you're in the museum.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I'd like you to hear.
Real change in our
I'd like you to hear this and see what you think of this. This is my new book. Welcome to Book 2 of the Musicgraph Theory series entitled Jazz. Now, there are many types of jazz, but the father of all jazz is blues. New Orleans, its birthplace. Blues keeps giving life to all the new fads in music. Each generation's new music receives a transfusion of blues at some time or another in its development. Blues is really the original jazz in its purest form. It isn't complicated by a preset melody, different rhythms, or even exotic harmonies. Instead, it allows the greatest freedom in self-expression and creative imagination in developing an original melodic line. Blues started as an outgrowth of the plight of the slaves in the 18th and 19th century who had been introduced to Christianity and had learned to sing some hymns, gospel songs, and spirituals like Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. They sang in a slow tempo and added embellishments, both melodic and rhythmic, that gave a mournful but beautiful cast to the song. The soloist matched the music to his mood in that the more sad or tense he was, the more dissonances he used. And the result was a catharsis of his sadness and tension. The outcome is that both the soloist and the listener feel good. This is why I believe American jazz is loved all over the world. This is an arrangement that I wrote when my mother died.
I was about to ask that you played.
Well, what do you think of the beginning of the book?
I love it.
Yeah,
I-
it's excellent.
I love it. It catches you right, your interest right
Well, I'm hoping that this will be something that will be commercially possible. You know,
Is the first one on tape or CD or whatever that is?
The only one that I know of, here's the way they start out with books on jazz. I bought $50 worth of these things or more.
Mm.
And they have standards, artists, improvisation. Doesn't tell you anything about it. Here are all these books.
Wow.
Blues. This is the simplest form of music. I can prove that. Who started it? The slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever hear a funeral in New Orleans? They play slow when they play blues, go on to the cemetery. But when they come back, it's
Right.
Okay? Now, it says here, the blues is a musical form that jazz musicians have always embraced because it gives them the opportunity to express emotion and everyday feeling and intellectual concepts that are often learned by studying another player's style. So it goes along here for half of a page telling you what blues is. I don't think that you can put the definition of blues into words. It's a feeling.
You have to hear it and feel it.
That's right.
You heard that boy play 3 chords that I taught him to play children. And then this one, and this one. And there are only 6 notes in the scale. But if you play, that's blues. But it's not just the notes, it's accenting. Just like you
Right.
accent words. I explained what we were going to do in blues, and I think it's a lot easier than having it written out like that.
Right. Because you can feel it,
Mhm.
not just read it.
So wish me good luck with that, Charlotte.
Well,
I hope that I get that going before I pass out of this world.
me too, and I want to buy the first copy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
So hurry up. I would love to listen to that, and I know I would like for Mark to you know, have it too.
I've finished the recordings. We have to compile them now in the correct order and so forth and so on, and make so that all the performances that we did on tape are balanced, see? But I played bass and I played drums on some of the backgrounds so that people could improvise against that.
Mm. Mm. Smart.
Now, I don't play bass, but I play it on the keyboard, you know, you put bass violin there, see?
Is the first book like that, or is it just words?
The first book is on scales and chords. That's it. And
But you're playing, I mean, you can, it's like a CD?
no,
No,
I'll get one to show you. Somebody took mine from the
because
piano.
hearing you play is wonderful in the background. Well, it's 2:30.
We'll just go get the Morrisons and eat. And skip lunch.
Oh, this is my first book, Charlotte. See? And This was endorsed by Dave Brubeck,
Mm,
Henry Mancini,
wow,
and Andre Crouch.
wow.
I wrote this when I was 6 years old.
Really?
Not on paper, but up here.
Mm.
I came home one day and told my father the key of G had a mountain in it. Being a trumpet player, he didn't see any mountains, so I think he thought I lost the marble. See, the scale of C is like this, straight line. But the key of G, there's your mountain, see, that black key. D has two mountains. A has a plateau, see? This is what I saw. Well, it is so easy for a person to see this all up and down the whole keyboard. You're not limited with stabs, treble clef and bass clef and stuff like that. You can only write about 3 octaves of scales before you get into octave signs and get down so many ledger lines that it's like a stepladder. See? This way you can see it up and down the 7.5 octaves of the piano. And then I have a chord exercise in here that I think they were impressed with. It takes most people about 9 months to go through that. But when they have finished that, they know chords. And then this is the circle of fifths, most important thing.
Do you know that you wanted me to learn piano? I think it was 2 weeks is all I could, all I took, because I just didn't grasp that like the drums. And what I always remembered from my piano was the circle of fifths.
Here's a little souvenir for you.
Oh my goodness! And I wanted the gospel group I was in. The bass player and I were the only females in the group, and to show you that a lot of people don't know about circle of fifths, somebody said that go to B flat, and she said, B flat? There is no B flat. But I knew, so she made a bet with the other musicians that there was no such thing as a B flat. I didn't say a word. A B flat, wait, is an A sharp. See, I didn't even have to look. So I just didn't say anything.
But how did you prove it to her? Or did you?
I don't know what they did. I think somebody else told her that she believed. You know, some people don't believe people in their own circle. They have to go outside of the circle to somebody they think knows them. But
No expert in the world like the vagrant. He's been around.
I always took that from my piano.
And I'm glad to hear that you like the beginning of that, because
I love
most
it.
of this is going to be on tape, on disc rather, you know.
Yeah.
And
I think that's excellent. I mean,
people don't like to read anymore. I don't know what's going on with the public. They don't like to
everything
read.
is,
Instant. Right?
and yeah, that's the problem.
Take a pill for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they can't get it quick, fast, and in a hurry, they don't want anything to do with it. Or while they can listen to something and do something else.
I have businessmen studying with me. They think it's because they want to learn music, but I think it's because the Lord has pointed them to get something to relax by.
Mm-hmm.
I teach a millionaire who's a great guy. He's a character. He's into more things. He owns a telephone company, and he's made a deal with the German group. They're going to put his telephones all in Canada, and if it works like they think it's going to work, then they'll put them all in Europe, and he'll have the whole world on his telephone.
Wow.
He's already got millions. I don't know what he needs anymore. Well, he told me himself, he says, you know, like he never did anything to make money. It was just to be successful with it.
Mm.
Whatever he wanted, whatever he had. There were a time, some few years back, when he was broke.
Mm.
He owned KWKH,
Oh,
or no, KRMD. KRMD. That's the country station.
mhm.
But he doesn't own that now. He sold that. Never tell him what smoke he's going to sell or buy or whatever, you know. He's a character. And he is working so hard on piano now. He's having such fun with it. He'll get up in the morning and practice at least a half an hour before he goes to work, before he goes to his office.
Mhm. Well, there's nothing like music if you want to relax, escape, not think about anything, but just getting lost in that. I mean, it just takes all the stress
Oh,
away.
that's for sure.
It's just its own world.
I have a man coming this afternoon. He should be here pretty soon now. Who is part owner in about 15, 16 liquor stores.
Mm.
His family, his father owns the stuff there. And he's been real uptight. He can't leave the store, and he can't do this, and he can't do that. But he's practicing now,
Yeah.
and it's helping him. It's life-saving.
It's therapy. It's
Even for me, Charlotte, it's therapy.
But I want you to hurry up and finish that.
I do too. But my engineer, I don't know what happened to him. Last I heard from him, he says, I won't be back for 3 weeks. Now, I don't know. His wife is a doctor. They have one child, a son, who is at Texas A&M. The boy is an Eagle Scout. I can't understand, his father's an Eagle Scout. I can't understand why his father would go along with this, because I was never a Boy Scout in America. I was made an honorary one in Canada, but I would think that a man would want his son, a Boy Scout, to be self-reliant, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
They keep driving down there to see this kid. They say, well, we're going to see a football game, you know, but they stay a little down. Gotta let this kid grow up.
Yeah.
Of course, I all figured this out, that the mama is never going to find a woman that's good enough for her son.
No,
Never.
no. And that's, so many parents disable their children by not letting them make their decisions and learn from their bad decisions.
That's right. Well, I was going out with different girls when I got out of the Navy. I wanted to find a wife. That was my job. I wanted to get married. And I couldn't find a wife in Chicago. Just all the girls that I went out with just didn't interest me. So I stopped going out for 2 months. I quit women for 2 months. Came down to Shreveport. Played the Washington Erie Hotel when I was in vaudeville. You know, I played the Zephyr Room floor show. And first night I met a paint contractor and his wife. They invited me to their table. The next night they came back and they introduced me to Marge. I called her the next day and she was busy. So I claim that this was the Lord's work.
Yeah.
I went to the floral shop and sent her some flowers, but I didn't sign the card. So she had to call the floral shop to see what I looked like. Of course, I looked a lot better then. And I went got with her that night, and the next night, and the next night. By the third night, I knew what I was gonna be doing. She told me later she knew too. We went out every night for a week, and at the end of the week, I proposed to her, and she accepted. And 6 weeks later, we were married.
Wow.
That was fast.
That's her picture. Well, I claim it was a marriage made in heaven. Now, you've heard people say that. Oh, we had disagreements, to be sure. But they were always settled between the two of us. Nobody ran home to mama. That was, you don't do that.
So how old were you when you
23.
23?
Fresh back from the Navy.
Yeah, a friend of mine that I went to high school with sent me a copy of the article. What was it, they put you in was that the museum thing? It was in the Times. It's been about a year or so ago.
They put me in LSUS
Maybe that
in
was
the
it.
archives.
That was probably it. Yeah. The article mentioned that you were the personal musician of the admiral or something on
Admiral
the
Eddy
ship.
Kozak.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the article she sent me. But, you should do an autobiography if you hadn't already done one. You want to share the music and not anything else.
Well, I taped my life history for LSUS,
Oh,
and I made a recording of my life from the age of 3 on up. That's when I started music, when I was 3. Started both of our kids in music when they were 3. But I made a recording and it's put on disc for my 2 grandchildren. Should they ever want to see what the old man did? You know?
well, I'm anxious for you to finish that, and hopefully your engineer will get on the ball.
I hope he will. I hope he will.
Is
They
that
better let that boy grow up. They better let him, or they won't have a man after all.
No, they will always have to be saving him from something.
Well, you know, Charlotte, I think that is the reason for this sudden increase in homosexuality. The fact that there are so many homes that don't have a masculine image.
Yeah. Or if they do, it's not, they don't have good leadership.
Yeah.
I mean, the parents may be there physically, but they're not there mentally.
Yeah. Well, biblically, the wife is to follow the husband, and the husband is to follow God.
Mm.
He's supposed to be the leader of the family. There's too much of this excuse business going on today.
For everything.
You may get married, but if it doesn't feel good, quit. No. You don't accomplish anything unless you are committed. You have to make a commitment, a real, honest commitment.
Mm. Well, I think that we're gonna head down the road, and we're going out to my brother's house in the country. And
Well, I sure am proud that you wanted to come see me.
well, me too. I wouldn't have had it any other way. So, and I thank you for all my little goodies.
You're welcome.
And your time. I know your time is
Yeah,
very
your
valuable.
time is valuable.
Well, you called me when I had an opening, see? So,
Isn't that something? I
I
mean,
came down here to do some office work and stuff and things, and really I had a man come in to check my copy machine because just right, so he came here today.
Well, that's,
1 o'clock he was here, so I'm still here, say, from 1 o'clock.
wow. So, I guess we were supposed to call when we did, see how things work.
Let me know how you like those sticks. Those are timbale sticks. See?
Okay. Yeah, I don't practice like I should, but I
We'll
need,
get back to it, because the older we get, the more we need to work on that, you know. Like I told you, I've already practiced piano today, see.
I've always wanted to take piano, and I never had a chance or an opportunity to do that. And, it's never too late. I still
That's
want
for
to get a
sure.
piano and put it in the house and
That's for sure.
start it up.
You get a piano and write to me about it, and I'll send you one of my books.
Absolutely. Thank you.
yeah, he loves piano. But we're gonna go. Oh, I didn't bring my purse in, did I?
Well, man.
And thank you so much for seeing us.
God
I'm
bless.
gonna get a hug.
Okay, son, God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you, sir. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you,
It's
Cynthia.
an honor. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you again. Of what?
Asking the price.
This must be his car. Well, I hate to leave. We could stay and talk to him for all day, couldn't we?